The night Krishna became Lord Ram. One peaceful night in the village of Gokul, the sky was filled with soft moonlight. The whole village had become quiet after a long day of work and play. Inside Nanda Baba's home, little Kanha was getting ready to sleep. Yashoda Maiya gently placed him on his small bed and lovingly stroked his curly hair. But Kanha suddenly sat up. "Ma," he said seriously, "I will not sleep today unless you tell me a story." Yashoda smiled lovingly. Every night Kanha loved listening to stories before going to sleep. "All right, Kanha," she said softly. "What story would you like to hear tonight?" Kanha thought for a moment and said, "Ma, tell me a beautiful story." Yashoda Maiya began thinking. Then she decided to tell him a sacred story about the great prince of Ayodhya. Slowly and gently, she began. Once upon a time, in the beautiful kingdom of Ayodhya, there lived a noble and brave prince named Ram. Kanha listened quietly, his wide eyes full of curiosity. Yashoda continued the story. Prince Ram was kind, truthful, and very brave. His wife's name was Sita, and she loved him dearly. Kanha nodded, listening carefully. Then Yashoda said, "One day, because of a promise made by his father, Ram had to leave the palace and live in the forest for 14 years. His wife Sita and his brother Lakshman went with him." Kanha listened with great attention. Yashoda continued softly. One day, while they were living in the forest, the demon king Ravan came there. When Ram and Lakshman were away, Ravan kidnapped Sita and took her away. The moment Kanha heard this, his expression suddenly changed. His eyes grew wide with anger. He quickly sat up. "How dare he?" Kanha shouted. Suddenly he stood up on the bed. "Lakshman! Lakshman!" he called loudly. "Bring me my bow and arrows." Yashoda looked surprised. But Kanha was already jumping down from the bed. "I will destroy that wicked demon," he declared. "How dare he take Sita away?" Kanha started running across the room in great anger. "That time I was not there," he said fiercely, "but now I am here." Yashoda Maiya quickly ran after him. With great difficulty, she caught hold of her little son and lifted him into her arms. "Kanha, Kanha," she said gently. "Calm down, my child." Slowly she hugged him close and stroked his hair. "You are not Prince Ram," she whispered softly. "You are my little Kanha." Hearing this, Kanha slowly became quiet. For a moment he thought deeply. Then he blinked and looked around. Gradually he remembered that he was not Ram in Ayodhya, he was little Krishna in Gokul. His anger slowly disappeared. Yashoda gently laid him back on his bed and continued stroking his head. Soon Kanha's eyes began to grow sleepy. Within a few moments, he peacefully fell asleep. But from that day onward, Yashoda Maiya became very careful whenever she told stories about Lord Ram. Because she knew that her little Kanha's heart was so full of courage and devotion that he might once again jump up to fight Ravan. Such were the sweet and mysterious childhood pastimes of Kanha in Gokul. Thank you for listening. May Krishna's Leelas bring peace and happiness. Another gentle story of Krishna is waiting. Hare Krishna.